What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Half-Ass Garage. We've got the heater going. Let's see if you can see it yet right there. Got the heater going today because it is freezing out here. And today we have to fix the steering on the rusty Ram. First, we have to get all this stuff cleaned up, which I'm not going to show you that because that's boring, but I have to be able to get the rusty Ram inside. So this is our job for today. If you remember in the last video, the steering shaft on this is completely wasted. The little U-joint thing on it is toast. So I ordered another steering shaft, and that is it. So we're gonna go ahead and try to put that in today, if I can get it all the way in today. If not, you won't know, but it'll be tomorrow. And then that's it. So steering shaft on the Ram, and that's just how it's going to be. Okay, I made enough room to get rusty Ram in, but I mean just barely. It is, you know what, 6 inches there with the door not latched down, and then here barely enough room to work. So what we need to do is get this shaft out. So sure you can see that. I have to get a stool to stand up on this thing, but this shaft right here, kind of see how it looks up in there. This shaft needs to be replaced. So this thing, rusty Ram, is pushed back about as far as it'll go. Can't get any more room there. But the old horse barn was never intended to have 2 full-size trucks in it. Look at the difference in size though. This isn't even considered like that big of a truck really anymore, but man, they are huge differences. There is a huge difference between them. That's a better way to put it. Yeah, so look at that. Look at how tall it is. Anyway, let me get some light and get some stuff. Okay, so I got them off the ground just enough so they'll turn, look relatively straight. Got me some lights. My wheels for, see over there, the little plastic pieces. My creeper broke, so apparently the creeper has just like a plastic, like round skin on the outside of the actual wheel itself, and that fell apart. So, you know, 30 years of use finally broke. Alright, so that's what we're dealing with right now. I read on the internet that there's a critical step that we need to do first. Let's see if I can finally got that to shut off. Okay, so I hear that the critical step with this to do is, once you get your wheel straight, or it is straight, you need to bungee cord the wheel in its locked position, or its straight position. So from what I read, there's a clock spring inside of this steering wheel. It's like a big wound up spring. If you keep rotating this, like whenever we pull off the steering shaft, if this continues to just spin around, that clock spring will break, and apparently it is not easy to change, fun, or inexpensive. So what I do need to do is get this thing cocked over just enough, like that, to expose one of the bolts. Yeah, I'm going the right way. One of the bolts underneath. So let's go under there. I will show you. Well, up here first. Oh, more stuff breaking. Look at that. Huh. Okay. Rusty Ram. So up in here, I need to get it turned enough that I can get that one screw out. You can see that one bolt at the top. You can see the threads coming out right up there. I think you could see it. So I probably need to turn this thing more. See how we're doing down here? There we go. There's the bolt head. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm going to try to loosen that up now, and then we'll go underneath, because this is just easier. I went ahead and took the battery out because I was kind of feeling like I was going to end up shorting it across. So it ended up being a 13 as far as I know. I did put this on there and try to break it loose, but it's way too hard for me to break it loose. I can't get any leverage on that. So instead I'm going to use the impact on it, and hopefully it doesn't break the bolt off in that shaft, because there's usually like a little indentation, and then the bolt goes through it, and that's what locks it on the shaft, so it can't come out. So as long as I can get it back out, hopefully with a punch or something like that, I think I'll be alright. So it's going to be a little difficult to get any heat on it because we've got all the wiring going down there. Might be the best solution, but we're going to see. I'm going to try the impact on it. Okay, I don't know if you could tell, but it's all smoky in here. Smoke coming out. Had to use the torch on it down there, and now it's out. So good news. It wasn't coming out before. I found that the trick to it was you have to heat the actual back of it up, and not just the hex cap itself. So not that part, the back of it. Once I heated the back of it up, hit it with a dose of PB Blaster. I think that's what, yeah, PB Blaster. And yeah, she came out with the impact. So wait for it to cool a little bit. That's the only part that I need to get off here, and then the rest of it is down there. So actually I might be able to just get that off right there. I might be able to get that bolt right there off with the impact from up here. I don't know, there's not a lot of room for you to see, but hopefully we'll give it a shot and see. Got it. If I can reach the friggin' thing. Things just aren't cooperating today. Like all the cords are in the wrong position and all that stuff. It's just one of those days where nothing wants to work for you. So that's out now. So I have to take that one out. Try not to burn myself. We have quite a lake growing down here. So I'm rushing, which is kind of one of the reasons that I'm not filming everything super crazy, because I'm trying to avoid having all of this water on the floor. So it's kind of already draining forward for some reason. So that's kind of where we're at on this. I've lost my gloves in this mess. I got them out. I think that they were Loctited in place or something. I don't know what this stuff, you can't see it on that one. This, like, white stuff, I don't know if that is some type of a thread sealer. I don't know what it is. They both had some of it. Maybe it's corrosion. Maybe it's like oxidation from the aluminum or something. Okay, so as far as it goes in here, I did what they said. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. So once I get that shaft out, at least this won't flop around. I just hooked it underneath the seat here, but in case that wants to turn, at least I have a reference as to sort of the center on it. Actually, I probably should straighten it the right way. There we go. Looks pretty straight, right? I think that's straight enough. Anywho. Okay. Oh, shout out to Kat's Garage. So she shouted me out. I don't know if anybody will really see much of this. So the Ram isn't a very popular video topic or subject or whatever, but Cat's Garage, Katarina Lloyd. So I'll link her, or a card or whatever it is. I'll put a link to her channel. She's really cool. She lives up in Canada. She's got some cool Mustangs, so maybe you'll like that. So anyway, shout out to Cat's Garage. And back to this thing. So now what we got to do is that line that you see right there, we've got to split that. We've got to open that up. So it's basically like this, around that shaft in the center, and then we have to open that up and it should slide out. I don't think there's an easier way to do that. It does telescope right in the center. Some of them don't do that. I got the one that does. So I'm going to try to get a pry bar on that thing and try to pry it off. I'm not going to try to show you guys because, as you can see, there is barely any room for light to even get in there, so I can't really do much with the camera. And I'm racing the lake. Anywho, I'm going to get that off. I'll tell you what it's like, and we'll take a look at it once I get it out. So this is what I got. It's essentially masonry chisel, a drill. And I don't know if you could tell, but it's coming off. Kind of scratching that up a little bit, but I don't know how else to get it off. Let's see if I've got an actual, like a better chisel, but I can clean that up. Alright, let's look in the mess. There we go. Good. Huh? It's working. Alright, so check it out. I got that off. The one part of it is right here. I have to look at it tomorrow, see how tore up it is or wallowed out. I'm dead for the night. The steering box doesn't seem to have a ridiculous amount of play in it, like it's not worn out and flopping. It must just be in these units right here, just totally clapped out. We'll look at it tomorrow. This I still can't get out at all. You can see a good look right up in there of where that steering shaft goes. I'm really glad I made that tool. And then more parts of the creeper that's falling apart. Man, it is tight in here. Whew. We're getting there. Got a fire going, got the heater going. Probably die of carbon monoxide poisoning because that's diesel. Yesterday I tried using this little, I don't know, headband deal with the GoPro. That didn't work out so well because I had it up a little bit too high, so I have to figure out how to make that work. So a bunch of that footage I can't really use because you can't see anything. But today we're going to try to use the air chisel to bust off that upper mount. You couldn't see this yesterday either. So maybe you can see that coupler. It's kind of hard to see right there. today we're going to try to use the air hammer to bust that loose. So that's what is giving me all the trouble. So I spent about 3 hours trying to get that off yesterday. I got the bottom one off. You can see it's just hanging right now. So the telescoping part of it doesn't work anymore. Right there is the part that's supposed to slide up and down, but that doesn't really matter anymore because I can't get that part there off of the shaft. So we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens. I'm gonna wait for the heater to shut off. Still got a lake. Wait for the heater to shut off so you can hear me, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so I don't know how well this is gonna work or if it will work. We're just gonna give it a shot. Hopefully the heat and everything that I put on it yesterday will be enough to kind of give it a little bit of room. I don't think I can even get in there though. Hey, look at that. Wow. Well, I guess the heat and everything did work. That was insane. Just had to sit overnight. Good old PB blaster. Can't believe that. I struggled with it for so long. Get off. There we go. Come on. Damn thing. All right. There it is. So let's take a look at it. Oh man, that's so stiff. It's barely moving. This way, not so bad. This way, pretty bad. Barely moves. This one though, this side is the worst. So this one is totally wasted, as you can see. That one's shot. Now this other piece, this one might be toast. I don't know yet. Man, this place needs to be cleaned. This one might be kind of worn out in here. It doesn't look like it though. I don't think you can see inside of there. It doesn't look too bad. I damaged it a little bit right in here, but nothing I can't fix. So I guess on this one, where would it be? Yeah, on this side, right? Yeah, it'd be this side here is probably toast inside and just wallowed out. Yeah, you can see it in there. See how it's kind of gray? You probably can't see it too well, but yeah, it's super worn. Anyway, that's it. Pretty much done. So when we consider the new one, moves in and out really nice. Everything works as should. Good. So we'll just go ahead and stick this thing back in there. Heat. You can see I kind of gnarled that up just a tad. So what we're going to do is just clean this. So this is where that screw goes in and just kind of locks that and keeps it from sliding out. So if you didn't have that, it just, you know, it can pull away. But once it's in, that screw just locks it in. So that's that. This goes in here. This goes right up in there. We pull this out. It's too tight. Damn it. So, well, first off, we'll try this on here. There's usually a key way, like a way that it goes on. Like that. So, you notice that it can't go on any other way except for one. So that would be that. Oh yeah, that had that Allen key in it. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. I really hope this video doesn't come out like crap. And as you pull this up and down, you'll be able to feel it when it drops into that slot. So it's in there now. See how it can't come out even though it's not tight? That's the deal. Might be able to get that thing off. This thing being on my head's a lot tougher to deal with than one might think. It wants to constantly fall off. And in order for you to have, see that, a decent view, I can't really do much. So what I'm going to do instead is show you what we got to do. This has to go on here. There's no splines that I can feel on it. It's just smooth. So this will go on. Alright, so there's nothing there. Oh, I guess there is that one flat. So the flat would be here by the looks of it. I guess it does have some stuff on. I really need my other hand, but I'm holding you guys up with it. Yeah, so that's the flat right there. Ain't gonna work. Oh, I guess it did work. Cool. Come back. Okay. So there we go. Oh, nice. Got rust in my eyes. Awesome. Love that. And there we have it. So, screw here, screw there, and we should be good to go. So I'm going to take you off my head so I can do that. And we will be back. Alright, those are on, those are tight. So I'm going to show you what it looks like and show you the next problem. So I was trying to avoid having to deal with all this, but here it is. Nice, it's on, but we still have, look at the tire. We have a lot of play in that still. So that's the steering box. I believe that this bolt up here adjusts it. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research to find out if that's still the way things are. I don't know on this box how it adjusts. Some of them you can adjust. Remember on my old Charger, we could adjust it. It would take like an Allen wrench in the top. And I get my glove off. Okay, so got it pretty much taken care of. So I'm going to show you the deal. This is it. This is the deal. You've got an Allen wrench on the top. There's the nut. So what you do is put a wrench on there. And you turn, you tighten the Allen wrench. So you can't do it without holding the wrench, or else the nut will spin too. So we'll just leave it like that for right this second. There we go. And if I can get my hands up in here, it's tightened it up quite a bit. So if we go to the truck itself, the steering wheel, so go up the steering wheel, here we go. Just turn in a little bit now. So that's about as much play as it has right now. Some of it is going to be worn components in there, but you can see the tires are starting to turn a little bit here and there. So a little bit of this play is just going to be just worn out stuff on the truck. It'll never be like it was brand new from the factory, unless I rebuilt the entire front end, which isn't going to happen. So I think that that's good enough for right now. I'll do maybe another 1/8 of a turn on it, tighten that nut back down, and then start trying to put stuff back together. I did take the radiator and make it loose because I thought I could get it, you know, up a little bit and out of my way, but it didn't really work out. It's ultra tight in there, and you can see by my hand that's just from that power steering cooler. That thing is sharp, rusty and sharp. Otherwise, we're looking pretty solid down here. It's good enough. The rest of that slop is up there in the column. I can't do anything about that. I'm not going to put a new column in it, obviously, unless I absolutely have to, or this ends up being such a reliable truck that I do. So I kind of have, you know, a couple of different thoughts on this. One, normal maintenance, things like that, the truck's going to be great, no real problems, that's just going to be the way it is. Or two, it's going to just start falling apart the more I drive it. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Is it going to be a total nickel and dime basket case nightmare that's never going to stop breaking, or do you think it's just going to be pretty good? Drive it around, no significant issues. You let me know what you think. So we got it pretty much all buttoned up. Steering is a lot better. It's not awesome, but it's still way better than it was. So right now, what we're going to try to do is address these. So with the lights on, you really can't see much of anything because they're so yellowed. So we're going to use that old school buffer and see if we can polish these up a little bit. Ideally, it'd be nice if they were somewhat clear, but I don't think we're going to get that far with it. Typically, yeah, I haven't had awesome luck with it, but it's better than nothing. So let's try it out. Okay, this is some Ardex 1500. I bought this quite a while ago. And this old buffer, I don't even know where I got this thing from. Check it out, Milwaukee. But this thing is huge. This buffer weighs like 15 pounds. Alright, well, I think that's about all I can really expect to get out of this thing. I don't want to get too nuts with it because it just won't get much better. So some people say you sand them down first. You know what, I'll do it. I'll grab some steel wool and we'll just kind of give them a light scuff. Triple aught or 4, I don't remember what this is exactly. Some of the yellowing is coming off. Alright, we'll call that good enough for now. Put some of the Ardex on it. This is just a regular old buffing compound. Alright, hopefully I've got enough cord. Almost out. Man, this thing's heavy. All right. Call that good. Let's clean it up a little tiny bit. Anything is better than what it was before. Right? That doesn't look too bad. Look at that, you can see the bulbs in there and everything. Nice. Well, she ain't super pretty. A lot better than it was, though. Alright, let's see how they look with the lights on. Oh yeah, check it out. This one has the low beams burn out. So there's that. There's that. Way better. Yeah. Way nicer. Call that a win. I'll get a bulb for it whenever I go out. We'll replace those. Alright, so I guess now there's only one thing to do, is take it out and see how it drives. So we'll do that in a second. Alright, here we are out on the road. It's like 5:30, it's already pitch dark out. But yeah, everything seems to be going good. My steering wheel's crooked, so unfortunately I must have got one of those teeth on those splines clocked off, like 1 or 2 teeth to make the steering wheel crooked. So that's a bummer, but that isn't too bad to fix. Should be pretty easy. Otherwise, no issues. It's pretty solid. Feels great. Other than that spring, so I don't know if you saw in the last video, but I have a broken leaf on the driver's side spring, and that slid out because it's only pivoting on that clasp on the end, and it almost slid out and sliced the tire. So that sucks. So I think you guys might have only seen it where I electrical taped it together and put some zip ties on it. And that was just basically to keep it from falling out. So I don't want it to do that, so I have to track down a spring. And other than that, I think we're all good. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Check out these headlights, right? The lights are great. I mean, that's the brights. That's the regular one. Yeah, but the lights, really nice. Yeah, I shouldn't have any problems with them. Nice and bright. I'll show you an outside view. So there's the outside. This one right here. The left side is the one that has the burnout low beam. Yeah, nice. Definitely worth the time to buff those out. Alright, that's it for the Ram for right now. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me here in the half-assed garage. So yeah, like and subscribe if you would. It would really help out a lot. If we can get the channel to grow, hopefully we can start getting into a few other projects I've kind of got in the back of my mind that would be really awesome. So hopefully that'll work out. So yeah, please like, subscribe, share, whatever.